It's start time with the Star Roddy Rod.
Hey, what up? This is Aaron Sands, and you are now listening to Start Time with Roddy Rob.
It's Star Time, and it's your boy, the Star Roddy Rod. And today, we got a special guest, Mr. Aaron, King Talk Sands in the building. What's good, bro?
I'm sorry, I had to get at like 3-second pregnant pause they be doing on the news and shit. They'd be like, "Oh, go to you, Aaron," and I'd be like this. That's right, Roddy. We are here at the Star Time. You already know. I'm happy to be here. You know, I've been seeing you doing a lot of big things with these interviews. You know, heard the Juicy web series interview you did. That was fire. And I'm working my way through the Brandon piece. So, you know, whenever I see Mondays pop up, you know, I always know it's Star Time. So I try to pull up and then, you know, show love a little bit. So I'm definitely glad to have to be here with you.
Yes. And for y'all don't know, me and Sands, we go way back.
Yeah, man.
Way back. And we're going to talk about that today to a place called Paul Robeson High School for Business and Tech.
So basically, the way I met Roddy with that is I met Roddy through Ken, and I honestly thought that you were like his little brother or something. You was always around and shit. And I was like, I bet, you know, that's his Ken's little brother. You know, y'all niggas look alike. And other people tell me y'all look alike. So when I seen y'all two, I was like, oh shit, these niggas look alike. You know what I'm saying? They brothers. Ain't nobody telling me they brother. And then y'all both had to sit me down and be like, yo, listen, I have my own side of the family. Ken got his own side of the family. You know what I'm saying? So that's
I never met the dude a day in my life before that day. I
was like, yeah, y'all probably just brothers, like same mother than father. Like everybody had like a family secret and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just happened to go to the same school. Like that was crazy.
So I remember seeing Sands in the hallway because he was dating my classmate, Trina.
I already knew you by then. By that point, by the time I was dealing with Trina, I already had idea of like, you know, who you were and everything like that. So for the most part, I kind of knew about you, and I think it's funny. I think I remember cutting class with you before, but you ended up running back to class. Like I think it was you, me, Ricky, and Sean from like my grade. And we was all, I think it was in my grade or it was in your grade, I'm not sure. But we was just over here like chilling like staircases or whatever in the hallways or like that. And then Weston, his old ass, we popping up, standing at the end of the hallway like a proud auntie, talking about like you should be in class or you should be in your office, my dude. Look at us, we're both in two places we're not supposed to be.
So what was the first day that you stepped foot in that school? Do you remember the first day? September 2002, right?
Yeah, so September. Actually, it was before that. I've been in that school a few months before that. I was part of the bridge program. So
where was the bridge program?
That was in the Robe. The bridge program was in the Robe. So basically, what happened was, in the schools that we were applying to, you had the opportunity to get a couple or a few credits early. You know what I'm saying? So that way, you'll be able to, you know, start your year with a head start. So I ended up doing summer school that year in July, of stepping in Robe in July of like 2022. And I met like maybe a few notable faces that I know now. Like I know Rob, he was in the bridge program.
I was in the bridge? Okay.
I remember Rob was in the bridge program. I could be wrong, but I remember Rob was in the bridge program. There was a few other people. I was dealing with one shorty during the summer. I was in my little 8th grade between junior high school and high school summer playing, but she ended up going to science skills. So I was like, damn. But it will still work because science skills is like 2 blocks from my house. So I would go to Robe, and then sometimes I'll probably pull up the science skills and, you know, link up with her or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? But that was like short lived. Because when she got in high school, she got in high school. When I got into high school. And
so tell me what was going through your mind the first official day that you walked into there?
I was lost. Honestly, I had a hard time finding their classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was weird. it was a lot going on, and if you didn't know people already, if you didn't have like your group of friends already, you were just trying to like find a group of people to like, or at least somebody to, like, you know, rock with. Me personally, I was just there to see what the vibe was. I wasn't really there for like friends too much. I was kind of like just go to school, do my thing, and then go from there.
So did you have people from junior high that followed you over there?
Nah, so here's the thing. I went to junior high close to downtown Brooklyn. So I wasn't in like I didn't go to junior high school in the South. Like I know some people that I'm cool with now that went to high school, went to junior high school together, and they went to the same high school. And that wasn't true for a lot of the people that I went to junior high school with, because most of them went to Eastern District, which is I think Grand Street campus now. So when it came down to that, it was a lot of the people I knew was in Eastern District, and nobody I knew was in like from junior high school went to Robe for the most part.
Where's your sister though?
She went to Westinghouse. That's different.
Oh, okay. So she never been.
Nah, she went to Westinghouse and then she went to Sheepshead Bay. You know, or my bad, striking reverse. She did Sheepshead Bay first and then finished high school in Westinghouse.
Okay,
so she never touched Robe. She
never touched Robe. Okay,
so it was me really just being like a new fish in a big ass pond. There was like a lot of motherfuckers there. There was some people there that been there for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So it was a lot. That's what it came down to. And me, I was just trying to find my place and everything.
What do you remember what classes you took in your 9th grade year?
Oof. Not understand, bro. It's like 23 years ago, but I don't remember that shit. Respectfully. One major key class that I do remember taking was government, because I met the homies Ken and Germs through there. You know what I'm saying?
Who was the government teacher? You don't remember?
Yeah. Probably Miss Lawrence. I know she taught government, but she was only there for like a little bit. She was there for like a blink when she was gone. Like you.
So I probably didn't meet her.
You probably didn't meet her. If you didn't have government, you definitely wouldn't have met her. If you had government, you may have met her, but that's a flip of the coin. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So that class was dope.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, that shit was fire. And it was dope because there was a lot of people that like the people that I did know, they were in government, and the people that I didn't know that I was actually cool with. Like I looked forward to going there. I started like my business classes in there, like the sort of business classes in there before I ended up joining AOF. So that was a big deal. But yeah, so government was like really big. That's when I met the bros, and that's really how that started everything. It kind of plateaued everything. So yeah.
All right. That's cool. So did you have lunch with them too?
At first, no. Here's the thing. The way the classes were set up, and I don't know who did the scheduling. I don't know if it was computer generated or whatever the hell. But what it was, I didn't meet Ken and Jeff initially in that first government class. You know what I'm saying? Because I had lunch the next period, and my lunch period was dry as hell. I was trying to hang with like some track team niggas. All them niggas was fast. And really reason I was trying to hang with some track team niggas, because I was trying to talk to the shorty that was sitting at the track team table. You know what I'm saying? And she seemed like a little baddie, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull up. But then the crazy shit about it was I tried to pull up. I didn't really have much to say. I didn't have what to talk about. So she kind of looked at each other a little weird, you know what I'm saying? And I understood it because I'm like, oh shit, I think I should talk about. She was staring at me all weird, like I was supposed to say something. So I really didn't master. I don't know how I mastered it in the bridge program. It seemed easier in the bridge program than it did, in the 9th grade. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a thing.
Yeah. So I remember. So I know, just like me, you would take the train into like Kingston Troop and walk over, right?
Yeah, I normally I come from downtown, so I came from downtown. I'm not in Brooklyn no more, but I came from downtown. I'll usually do the A train from there and go to Kingston Troop. And it was crazy because you had like a lot of blood niggas out there doing their thing and shit. So sometimes me and Ken got it back and forth with them and everything like that. We used to squab with them every now and again. But that shit built character for the most part, you know what I'm saying? So that was a little travel.
So when you was coming in the mornings, it wasn't like a whole bunch of y'all walking to the school.
Nah, I just showed up. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll take the bus. I'll just show up. It was like, Mom, I'm here. Go to the metal detectors or have breakfast. Nigga have breakfast. And breakfast is crazy because they say that's what
You did breakfast and rope from them?
Like in my later years, like junior high, senior year, like I was doing like breakfast because I got there early, but my class didn't start to like second period and shit. So that was kind of a thing. So I did breakfast for a little bit, and then if I didn't have if I didn't have first period class, I was just chilling in the gym. So like junior year, I had like the 2 to 9, like the second period to 9th period. So I'd be there to like the end of the day and shit. But I wouldn't stick around for 9th period because of Spanish. Miss Santiago was teaching that, and she didn't respectfully, she didn't really teach it. So it was more or less us just doing booklet work. And then me, Kid, and Jones, we go do like get CDs from like the little Jamaican spot or whatever. And then you get listen to CDs, and I didn't realize what happened with that was I didn't realize until after the fact that was the amount of times I cut that shit. So I could open school night with my dad, and basically Miss Santiago states like, "Yo, listen, like your son hasn't been in class for like 30 times." Which is weird because I still got a 75. So it wasn't like, I was missing class like crazy, but I was still passing tests and doing shit, just not at the high frequency I was doing everything else. You know what I'm saying? But it's like at the end of the day, think about this shit. Who really want to sit there and learn Spanish at the end of your school day?
Well,
the fuck? No, I'm not doing that shit.
I honestly had Spanish class at 8th and 9th period as well. But it was Miss Bassell, if you know who she is.
I had her in senior year. Oh my gosh, she was a fucking headache and a half, bro.
Por favor, she said that every day.
Yeah, every fucking day, bro. And my thing was that really blew my eyes. I'm like, yo, you're Trinidadian. How the hell are you teaching Spanish? I don't want to be that guy. I swear I don't want to be that guy. But you from Trinidad and Tobago, miss. How the hell are you teaching Spanish 5?
Oh my god! And
all she said was "por favor." I'm gonna tell you like this: the only real Spanish teacher that we had in Robe was Miss Rodriguez. These are facts. These are facts. These are Miss Hassel, Dub. Miss Santiago was sitting there just teaching like off the booklet, and then she is too busy getting clapped up by one of the security guards and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she was always, bro. I shit you not. The security guard used to be always there at 9th period, not doing shit. Just talking a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, are you serious?
It was a guy who was playing game?
It was a shorty.
Oh.
I forgot her name. But it was a whole shorty. She had braids and shit. She was like gay hot. I forgot her name. But they had...
Pringle?
Yes.
Even though
I don't remember her name, bro. You be asking about like the small minuscule shit. I don't even pay attention to these whole things. But anyway, like, it's weird because... That's kind of like the weird shit about it because when you look at it, right? If you were in that class, I think it was me and a few other folks, but we were just doing like booklet stuff, and after that, we were just sitting there chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as we didn't talk loud enough, we were dead. You know what I'm saying? They were okay. So that's really what it was. It was really just a babysitting project at that point. Ms. Rodriguez was really like the main Spanish teacher right there. You feel me? Like main Spanish teacher. And she would really try to like have conversations with you in Spanish. That's what we had to do for the Regents. And she'll have those conversations in Spanish. She'll teach the whole class in Spanish. That's a Spanish teacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's what it was.
Do you remember who you had? When did you have gym? You had gym 9th grade?
I had like I ain't gonna hold you in terms of like Robe. I had gym like damn near every different type of period you could think of. My period role from 9th to 12th. I had a 2nd period, 4th period, 5th period, end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, let's keep it a buck. Like, niggas had gym period when they felt like having gym period.
That is entirely true.
Like, if you felt
that
like
was the hangout spot.
Like, if you felt like going to the gym and not dealing with Mr. Boyd bullshit in English class or AP English, you in the gym or you in the writing center. Shout out to Miss Secret. Like you in the writing center, or you in the gym, or you in the
lunchroom, or
lunchroom too. Because I pulled up for at least 2 lunches. You know what I'm saying? At the very least. So I was like, it's whatever.
So 9th grade how did 10th grade go?
I ain't gonna hold you, and this is the part where I keep it a buck because I know a lot of people, right? a lot of people, they don't really speak on high school experiences too much, especially at this big age because we're doing bigger things, right? And a lot of people, they don't speak on the high school experience because there's a lot of things that happen in that space that are, that may be a bit sensitive. Me is a bit of both. So basically, 10th grade was a little tough. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll keep it a full buck with the viewers. I didn't stand up for myself the way in 10th grade like I would do now. I wasn't standing on business like that.
So what went down?
Nah, it's a bullying shit. It's what kids go through. You know what I'm saying? It's a bullying shit. But remember I told you I was going back and forth with blood niggas. So basically, I was going back and forth with blood niggas. They used to pick on a nigga and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Try to talk down on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough time. I'm not gonna hold you.
Do you remember your teachers from that year?
Ms. Wilkinson was one. Because the only reason I really remember Ms. Wilkinson as one was mainly because you gotta mainly because I had U.S. history and English as her teacher. So basically, when it came down to that, I had her I had a triple period of her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Second period to fifth period. 3 periods of that.
How?
Ask the
I know you don't make the schedules, but
ask the randomized schedule generator. I don't know. They might have did this shit on ChatGPT before ChatGPT became ChatGPT. But
how the hell you stay in one class for 3?
Three of them.
So let me ask you this. Do you remember the kids that was in there? Probably not, right?
You want some DJ Flash shit here tonight, huh?
I know. I was trying to
you want me to cold snitch? You want me to cold snitch? Nah, I had who I had in there. One of my biggest adversaries in that class was Richard and Odell. We always had beef. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was a Crip nigga, and I wasn't. I was a regular ass kid nigga. You know what I'm saying?
But what you was wearing?
Yeah, but you know how that shit goes. You know what I'm saying? Niggas make fun of your dress because we don't got the hottest shit on. I think MFGs was a big thing back then. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, who was a baddie in there that I really liked in there? There was a few baddies in there that I liked in there. I can't get into full detail. I ain't gonna hold you guys.
I was just trying to see if anybody I know was up in there, like Jody and them. Okay.
Jody was in She was in Miss Frizzell's class. Me, Jody, and Camwell was in Miss Frizzell's class.
What subject was that?
This is Miss Frizzell. It's fake Spanish.
Oh,
it's fake Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It's fake Spanish. And honestly, I was mad at that class because this niggas flamed me up, right? And then I lost my hat and shit. And then Ken come in the fucking classroom talking about yo, I know you're upset, but we got a good nickname for your shit because we were doing Blaze of Glory at the time. And he was like, yo, I got a good name for your shit. I'm like, yo, bro, what? And he's like, ready? I was like, what? He's like, Ron Dizzle. And I'm like, you waste my time on that bullshit? You waste my time on that bullshit with that? Come on.
So let me ask you this. Going back to gym, were you athletic? What did you do when you had class?
Well, I did volleyball. It's crazy. I know. I did volleyball. I was always in the back. I was like, I did basketball for a little bit. Never made the team. And I was in the weight room a lot too. I was big on the weight room. Trying to lift weights and shit.
Okay. So 10th grade
in the weight room went crazy though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna say some ladies gave it up in the weight room. Crazy, not to me, but to some folks. I seen them do it. That's what it was. I seen them do it.
Yeah, you remember in Robe they have this staircase behind, going towards Bergen.
You saw a Bergen side staircase between the second and third floor.
No, I'm talking about in the basement.
Oh, I know that one too. That was a hot spot as well. But yeah,
It
that
was
whole
kind of
Bergen back,
a blind spot there.
that whole Bergen side backdoor staircase shit, that was the spot. If you ever want, if you were trying to sit there, and Shorty was talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you some neck. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't go home to get neck, but so you like, fuck it, let me try to get it after like, you know, AP math. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dead ass. You go, you sit there, you do that shit after like math 2. If you don't try to get the stress off, you go on the backstage. You know what I'm saying? You get a little yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit of that before you go to AP math. You be good. Like, I ain't gonna, you know, I'm not saying who did it, but there have been some cases, and even more noteworthy than that, there was a time where we had niggas come into school that wasn't from our school. I think them niggas was like from Barton or some shit, and they were getting that back in our staircase.
We had people that wasn't in our school coming in our school to get necked. I mean, if they were from the projects, it's cross the street, so I understand that. Come on.
Yeah, that was a real thing.
It's like that security was real lax because they got in there.
Security was lax, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't.
Like, it was like, if you're talking about entry, it wasn't lax. You know, because niggas was getting their phone took. You know, if you wasn't creative with it, niggas was getting their phone took like that. I got a funny ass story to tell you too.
I'm ready for that.
Check me out, right? I'm at home, right? Mm-hmm. We had the cordless cell phones, right? So I would be on the phone, I'd be talking with the bros and shit, or I'd be, you know, I'll take the phone to the store if the folks need the store. You know what I'm saying? And in my big coat, I had it in like my inside pocket. Now, mind you, I had like the big North Faces, like real puffy and shit. Mm-hmm. So I had the cell phone, I had the cordless phone in my pocket, right? I go to school the next day, and mind you, when you gotta go through the metal detectors, swipe your ID and all that shit. That's what I'm saying. Security wasn't as lax, but you know, if you're creative enough, you can figure it out.
I couldn't get my phone in school. I didn't really care, but
hold on. There's more. I buzzed through the shit, right? I don't realize I have the shit on me. They pat me down, all that. I'm like, bro, why you patting me down? This is crazy. I ain't got my phone on me today. And then they go in my inside pocket, and what they find is that big ass cordless fucking house phone.
The house phone?
The fucking house phone.
Why don't you bring the house phone then?
Bro, I forgot I had that shit in my pocket. I really did.
Did they call your parents?
Well, no. I had to call my sister to pick it up. I'm like, yo, Top, I left the house phone in my coat pocket. The school took it. Can you come get it? So she came and got it. And she called me stupid for at least like a month behind that shit. And she was right. You know, God bless her soul, she was right. Because I'm like, bro, what was I doing? But nah, getting phones in school was wild easy, especially after senior year. If you get a shorty to bring your shit in, like to bring your battery in, and they put it in like the back of their bra or some shit, and like the underwire or whatever, you good to go. Like, because they'll just think of it like that. They're not going to search you like that. So
that's the thing. I was teaming up for phones. I teamed up for a couple times, but then the store across the street from Robe was letting you hold the phones for $5 a day. So I know about that hustle too.
Mm-hmm. Now that was getting like my senior year. That shit was getting more popular. Niggas like letting people hold their phone because you just go back after school.
But it was too hot. It was getting too hot after a while. Like next thing you know, the store will hold like 50 phones.
Nah,
it'll take you like 20 minutes just to get your phone back.
Nah, deadass. You'll be out there talking about, you know, it'd be like half a classroom got their whole phone in there. Because it was like if you were dealing with somebody, they'd get your phone. Like at one point, she was bringing my phones in. You know what I'm saying? I had like my flip phone, and I had my sidekick in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. So if you knew somebody, it was plenty easy. It was no like upfront investment on your end.
It's just the males. It's not so easy for the males to get the phone.
Yeah, it's hard. Ladies got their phone in like that. Ladies always had a phone in class for the most part. For us, it was more, you know, we had to be a bit more creative.
So how was business classes?
All right, so boom. This is a good story. So in like 10th grade, right? Like late 10th grade, like like spring semester. Niggas got invites to go join like the business classes or like the main tech classes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got an invite to the business courses. So I was like, all right, this is great. This is actually what I came for. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why I came here. This is gonna be lit. And it was real competitive. You had some guys in there, you had people in there in that class that was like real on it, you know what I'm saying? That was really about their shit. And I respected that because it was like, all right, damn, this is something I gotta, you know, if I'm gonna have to be able to keep up and like driving and shit, I gotta maintain. Like I gotta give a big ass shout out to Mr. Haywood because, you know, he was one of the real ones. Like
I never had
oh yeah, because you in tech, you know what I'm saying? So there's people in tech that you had that I never had, you know what I'm saying? So and in some cases, looking back now, like I wish I was on the tech side because all my people was on the tech side, so I want to be there. But the business classes helped me like in the long run, so it was pretty cool. Mr. Haywood was like a big opponent. One thing I do regret though was not doing the internship. I do regret that because I could have helped something. You know what I'm saying? That could have sparked a little something like later on. But that was one of my biggest like. I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move. I shouldn't have never relaxed on doing certain things like that. That was a thing on me. So, but nah, it was a dope experience though for the most part. It really was. And a lot of that stuff that I learned there was like a small but stable foundation to a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, like with my main career and, you know, all of the side projects that I do, whether it be like the promotion or even the podcasting. A lot of the foundation came from that junior year. That shit was a pivotal turn for your boy. I'm not gonna hold you. It could have went either way, and I'm glad it went this way because now we're here.
Yeah. So 10th grade year, you had lunch early, late.
You just asking all the lunch questions. Yes, we had cookies there too. It was late as hell, and we got them warm ass fucking cookies. Now,
yeah, boy. Cookies, boy.
It's crazy because I had late lunch periods and I've seen like teachers square up in lunch periods, bro. Like I'm like, bro, first of all, why are you hanging with the track team? You a whole math teacher. Why the fuck you hanging with the math? I think Mr. Maswazi was that nigga name. I could say this shit. Mr. Maswazi, bro.
I never had to.
He was really trying to be the student. If I find out that he was trying to clap the students, I'd be like, I knew that nigga was. I fucking knew it. I knew this nigga was on some bullshit. Because I remember I had him for like, I think 10th grade math. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I apologize.
It's all good. It's been in 20 years now. We go.
Yeah. But I think he was trying to run game on my mom's, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Because my mom's like, she looked young, you know what I'm saying? So he tried to pull up on my mom's, bro. And we left that shit. She dead called that nigga a whole iguana. Like, why do you want to try to pull up on me, bro? I'm like, but yeah, that was that whole lunch situation is kind of crazy because I remember you can see the teachers be trying to square up with the kids and shit. I'm like, bro, like that's crazy. Like you a whole teacher, bro. You need to stop that. But lunchroom, there was I saw a chick get hit with a banana, not a banana, I'm like an orange. Orange. Get hit an orange in her eye, right in like how we're talking right now. Yeah. Like you sitting across from me. And then out of nowhere, you just got hit in the right eye with an orange, a big ass orange too. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was laughing, but I didn't want to laugh like dumb hard because we were just having a friendly conversation, and I didn't want to be that guy. But I felt like part of me went to hell that day because I was laughing like that. That was crazy.
Man,
lunch had some good minutes. I met one of my like high school sweethearts in lunch. That's crazy. No, I'm lying. I was at the Writing Center. I cut lunch.
So, was Blaze of Glory started in your 10th grade year?
I believe so, yeah. We started that shit in 10th grade. You know what I'm saying?
So how did that go down?
We used to sit there, right? We met in government class. So we met in government class and basically we used to like play like crazy eights and stuff like that. And then in that moment of camaraderie, we became like really good friends. Mm-hmm. In terms of that, you know, we were able to have each other's back and everything like that, you know, so that was like a really big deal. We used to be in the Writing Center like crazy. 10th grade, once again, shout out to Miss Eagle. But we used to be in the Writing Center crazy. I didn't know Ken could sing until I saw him sing, right? Same thing with Germs rapping. I was always making beats, But I was rapping at
Even
that
from then
too. Yeah, what? Yeah, GarageBand from then.
My dude, wow.
I was making beats from then, even to like right now. I just don't release shit. I just do it just for like fun. I just do it to keep the skills up. But you know, I still got beats right now that I could just drop and be like, "Mom, here you go." Next, you know what I'm saying? And then have my
beat maker from long,
from like 2002-ish. You say doing this for a long time, but I like having fun with it. It's not like a thing where I'm like, "Ooh, I'm going to do this for my career." No, like I like doing creative shit that kind of eases my mind, brings me peace. That's one of them. So that was a big thing. So we made beats and everything like that. We did that, you know. And then, be honest, if you want to go further back, we used to sell CDs. I used to sell mixtapes out of my locker.
Where was y'all lockers?
Mine was on the second floor. It was always on the second floor. And it was on the second floor because I was able to get the double lockers. You could hinge two lockers
the
together.
double, yeah, I know about that.
So when they were doing inspections, I only did the first locker, but I would lock the second locker from the inside, you know, and then have a mechanism to try to open it up when they were finished with the inspections. So I had the double locker, and I was originally rooming the locker with somebody I laughed at the reunion. I remember that shit. Niggas thought they were low. I heard that. So yeah. So we used to sell CDs like crazy. Like I used to make mixtapes at home, and people would hear it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's hot." So I would tell them like, "Listen, send me your list. We make mixtapes, right?" So it was mix masters at first because we used to have like some fire mixtapes. I always smoke them shits, and at first we were doing that, and I think Germs and Lee was trying to sell CDs on their own, and then we ended up coming together, and then we started to do music. You know what I'm saying? We started doing music on the Writing Center, and this kind of like freestyles. I used to battle people. Shit was fire. It was crazy. It was a good time. It was a great time to be around. And the good thing about it was,
would y'all do Writing Center during your lunch?
Sometimes, yeah. Like I would go to lunch. I knew like lunch was like a whole 45, so I would go grab lunch, or I'll go like get like the little snack bags they had, like the nice ass cookies and shit. And I would grab that and then bring it up to the Writing Center. And then Miss Eagle was like, "You can't be eating in the Writing Center all the time." So like I understood it, you know, but it was still cool.
The whole roaches back there.
No, that's facts. It was pretty cool though. It was there was a lot of people in there doing like different creative shit. Some people were writing poetry, some people were rapping as well. We had some singers in there. Even had gamers in there too, but they had Marvel vs. Capcom in there for a little while.
I didn't know about the gaming part,
bro. They had that shit, yeah. And Mystique was mad about that because there would be mad people in. There'd be mad people at.
Did they have the gaming on what, a PlayStation or something?
It was on PC.
Oh, the PC itself.
Yeah, it was on PC. So I
typical. I thought they would have blocked that part.
Nah, they didn't block that. And it was really because it was like software, so they were able to like kind of had a workaround for it. So when they put it on, like it was a big thing. People would come all across like all day pulling up, you know what I'm saying? And then they had to close it down. They really had to take precautions because a lot of people come like during the day knowing good and damn well you got class and you're gonna go to the Writing Center to play some damn Marvel vs. Capcom 3, bro. I'm like, bro, you know you got English, bro. You know your Regents is 3 weeks away, right? Regents is 3 weeks out, and you out here busting down Ryu and Spider-Man combos. Like, what are we doing? We that passed as English Regents though. It was hard, but we got it done. But yeah, so it was a lot that went on with that. You know what I'm saying? Because when it came down to it, it was a place like the Writing Center was like a big ass vibe. Like we really went and did a lot of shit there, and we had like rap battles there. You know, we had poetry sessions, sing-offs. Bro, sing-offs was crazy. And it was a lot. That was like the precursor to like BCal. You know what I'm saying? So that was really a big deal.
Right, because BCal Room wasn't even there at that time.
Nah, the Writing Center was like the OG like place, like after school situation. You know what I'm saying? Parties is lit too, to be fair. You know what I'm saying? The road parties is like fire. But
how much road parties you went to?
Went to a couple. I ain't go to like many. You know,
I think I went to one.
But the thing was, like, niggas were like, them shits was like fire though. I ain't gonna hold you.
I heard the basketball games was good too, but I didn't go to them. You?
I went to a few basketball games there. We always chill on the balcony. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, balcony was a little bit fire. I remember me and Bugsy was chilling on the balcony watching Robe.
How did you get into the balcony part?
It was on the first floor. It's just the side doors from the security exit. I don't know if they changed
I
it
thought
or not,
I thought they were like have it locked all the time. I never tried to sneak it.
Sometimes it'll be locked, sometimes it do be though. It be, to be fair, because some like you playing football there. Sometimes you like throw the ball too far to be in the balcony and shit. So there'll be a lot of shit up there, but it'll be locked half the time. So you got to ask like permission, like, oh, somebody threw some stuff up there. I gotta go get it. And then
how do you feel that we had a gym and the auditorium in the same damn place?
I thought that shit was like broke as hell because there was some places you got your gym and you got your auditorium and then you got your lunchroom. I know niggas had their lunchroom in the gym.
I didn't hear about that. I
heard there was some schools that had like the lunchroom in the gym. And then on top of that, especially when you find out like you go to like Tom Jeff or not Tom Jeff, I think it was South Shore. You go to South Shore, them niggas got 2 gyms. Sheepshead Bay got like 3 gyms. You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
and that shit was big as fuck over there, right?
Yeah, they had like college-sized gym. You go to Lincoln, their gym is like big as shit, and it's like legendary too because they got like a lot of the PACL teams. A lot of the guys pulled up from there. They came from Lincoln, so that's when it came down to that. Like, you see all those gyms there. What Robe gym got a fucking auditorium?
Well, I called it the gymatorium.
Because that's what it's named on it. I don't know if they changed it now, but that's what it was named when we were there. It was a gymatorium. I'm like, what kind of shit? What kind of shit is this? Fucking gymatorium?
Imagine when I went there when they had the open house, and that was the first thing I saw. The open house for Robe when you first go there and you see what the school is.
I went there for bridge program. I'm like, these things got a gymatorium. What is that? What the fuck is that? I asked my sister, I'm like, that means they're broke. We have a gym and an auditorium at Weston House. I'm like, fuck y'all. That's why you got transferred there. It was crazy.
But let me see, what other stories you have? You have so y'all did the Tape Masters and then y'all was in the Writing Center. And that was how Blaze of Glory came about, right?
Yeah, it's like the base of Blaze of Glory. Now you may get other versions somehow, but from where I remember, we used to make mixtapes. Then we was rapping. It was lit. I was doing like rap battles. It was crazy.
Who you did rap battles against?
I think I did rap battles against Jody. I lost to Alvin. And I almost, that was close. I got shaky. I choked though. I ain't gonna hold you. There was a few other people there. I think I rap battled Camero and dusted him. I think I rap battled Barrington and dusted him. It was lit. It was a good time. It was always fun.
Barrington rapped?
I don't know what happened that day. No, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, there's a lot. I don't know how certain things paired up to happen, but it really did happen. Like, people were probably talking shit, and it was like, all right, let's put on a beat. And then we put on a beat, and then shit went well. You know what I'm saying? So, for the most part, that's what we were doing. And honestly, it was just all out of fun. I just was, I had better days. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I had the better days. Sometimes it wasn't so good. But, it was all fun.
So, the hallways, when it came to passing, was kind of lit for you because y'all actually had a business and y'all was selling CDs during passing or what?
Well, we wasn't doing it out in the open. They just knew where to find me. They knew where I was at. And it was pretty weird because next door was a class that I had like triple period in. So what it was like, all right, I'll just kind of post up here because a lot happened here. So I remember I fought a kid there and I slammed him into the locker like dumb hard. That shit was crazy. I think it was probably that same locker, which is even more weird. But sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles.
Okay. So junior year came. You remember what you had when you was taking? How was your grades in Robe?
I ain't gonna hold you. There was some years I was like above average. Like I was really showing my ass sometimes. Grade wise. No, that ass. And there was sometimes I was just like an average student, you know what I'm saying? I was doing like regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was all right. I definitely did good enough to get an AOF though. That's for damn sure. So that was a lit. That was a good situation right there. But after a while I kind of like took it up a notch. And plus by senior year I stopped caring because I already had enough credits to graduate by the start of senior year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Just hand me, like, you could just hand me my diploma now, and I could just go to work or go to college or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, senior year was just like, I bet we just here with it. I had my braids in at the junior year though. You know what I'm saying? I was start kind of like
I saw that picture.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that picture. I don't know if Skonex was around by then.
Yeah. So Skonex was around, I think around like 10th, 11th grade. So yeah, my grades was good. You know what I'm saying? Like for the most part, it was either good or above average. Like some years I was showing my ass, and other years I was like, I was phoning it in. Like senior year, I definitely phoned it in. I ain't gonna hold you. At that
was
point.
that when you had team ups?
Yeah, actually, I had teamer like for music class that spring semester, and at that point, I definitely was phoning it because I only had like 4 or 5 classes really. You know, and senior year was even though it was like easy as it was tough because like that was the same year we lost Mage, and a lot was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like
you had Mage as a teacher.
Yeah, like 9th, 10th grade, I had him.
How was he as a guy?
He was like, from my experience with him, he was a real one. He always tried to make sure he was on our shit. You know what I'm saying? He always joked with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always fun shit with him. You know what I'm saying? He knew when to be serious and shit like that, but and make sure we were good. But you know, my experience was fun.
How was the day you heard the news over the loudspeaker? That day, how was that day?
I'm trying to remember what it was.
I remember like crystal clear.
No, I remember that shit vividly. That was senior year. I think I was in marketing. It was a marketing class. It's an AOF class. So we was there. We was doing our shit like regular. And then I hear on the loudspeaker, Mr. Weston on the loudspeaker. Now you know Mr. Weston get on a lot. You usually hear the other dude. I forgot his name.
McCarthy,
yeah. Usually hear McCarthy on a loudspeaker doing announcements and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you're used to that, but if you hear Mr. Weston on the loudspeaker, you know some shit is up. So he's on a loudspeaker talking about what happened with Mage, you know, and how he deleted himself. And I see Jessica, shout out to her. Like I haven't seen her in years, but shout out to her. I see her in the room and just hold the teacher. I think it was Miss Bertram. And they announced that Mage died, you know, Mage was deleted. And it was tough because that whole day changed like that. The whole atmosphere, nigga, it was like a Dumbledore died in Hogwarts, my nigga.
That was the saddest day I ever seen.
It was that bad.
That was the saddest day I ever seen.
Niggas couldn't go in the library because they had told the basketball team in the library, and the basketball team literally fucked the library up.
I did not know that part. Go on.
Because that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole shift of the day changed. I ran into Ken and Germs on the 3rd floor because I had classes there, and they were coming up there for class, and we found out everything. And me and Ken was going to health because we had health class together. I was like, "Yo, what's good? We good? You okay?" He was like, "Nah, yo, go home. Take the day." So we did. Yeah, we just chilled at Ken's house for the rest of the day, honestly. You know, trying to figure out what's what. Now, we heard some rumors about that whole situation. I'm not going to get too much into detail with that, but if you know, you know. We heard like rumors about that shit in the days leading up. And I'm like, nah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know how fast shit would escalate, and we didn't know things were going to take like a left turn like that. You know, So yeah, and then the funeral happened, and everybody, bro, that shit was packed.
You went to his funeral?
Yeah, me, Ken, Germs. I think you was there too.
Nah, I didn't go to that. I didn't go to that one.
Oh shit.
I missed
But
it.
yeah, Katrina was with me. We were dating at the time. Yeah, everybody was literally almost everybody. I know you was there, but a lot of motherfuckers was there. Like if you were like if you knew, you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was there. That church was packed. We had alums pull up, people speaking and
Alums
shit.
too? Oh man.
Yeah, man.
That's how you know it was packed house.
Yeah, shit was rough, man. That was a tough time. Senior year, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of success in that too. It was a good year. I found a lot of like what I was preparing myself to be in terms of getting ready like for college and shit and doing that there. You know what I'm saying? And
did you go to college trips?
Oh my God, yes.
Which ones?
I did the Temple trip. I did the Drexel trip, SUNY Albany. There was a few others, but those are the three that stood out because I really wanted to go to the Temple, but I didn't have the bread for it, so it was rough. Financially, it was ass, so I ended up going to city college.
And the thing about when I was a senior too, I would just go to every freaking senior trip to get the fucking day out of school.
Nah, honestly, like that was kind of my shit at that point. Because mind you, senior year was like lax, because I already had like enough credits. I already did all my regent requirements.
Every time they had a trip, I was going.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like you got to kill your day somehow because you wasn't trying to be in the class all day. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a thing. But yeah,
and it got to the point where like the teacher that I had classes with would make the trip, and I just call the boys over and be like, "Yo, meet us in the lobby right now, yo. We head into blah blah blah. We head into this college for the day," and they come through. But a lot of people would do that too.
Yeah, it was pretty lit. I'm not gonna hold you. It was pretty lit, and the biggest thing with it for me was I got exposed to like different shit. You know what I'm saying? I got exposed to stuff that was like stuff that I'm doing now. I'm really liking because I got exposed to the trips that I went on as a senior. You know what I'm saying? So it was getting ready for like it was really getting you ready for like college and what was next. You know what I'm saying? Like I really regret not taking that internship though because that I feel like that would have been.
Did you ever fail a class?
I definitely caught a 55 from Miss Warrior. I definitely caught a 55.
You went to summer school for it?
Nah, I did the night classes and shit. I did like the after school shits that year to make up for it, and then I was able to make that back. So
I went to summer school once.
And plus, I had mind you, I had extra credits coming in, so I was like, all right, I blew my loss of life, but I still got 2 more, so it's lit. I just can't keep fucking up, so that's when I had to take it serious and step it up.
So you did extra after school programs as well, right?
I did.
I didn't know we had. I didn't care about.
There's a lot. I liked after school. After school was pretty. Like, I got to know people and everything like that. Shit was cool. I get to hang with people like-minded people and shit like that. So it was pretty cool. I got to hang with the bros. So there was a few programs. I did BCal, of course. That was a memorable one. That got us into doing stuff outside of school and everything like that. Like getting more involved within the community. So I did BCal for sure. There was another program that I forgot the name of, but Miss Levy did, and that was a big deal. Shout out to her for that, and stuff that she did for that. What else? Miss Kimbali was a big influence for the after school shit, especially when it came down to us. Like
I've heard about y'all doing TAS. What's that?
TAS was different. That wasn't part of Robe. That had no affiliation with Robe. So with TAS, that's when they came to the school. That was actually, no, I'm lying. That did have affiliation with Robe. Psych, I know what I'm talking about. I gotta stop smoking on the pods. That's crazy. So TAS definitely was a big thing that helped jumpstart like the whole childcare part of my chapter in life. So basically, we end up getting stipends at the end of the year for doing like community stuff on like Saturdays. So one of the things we did, when we was at Banneker, we used to do like we did like a little community fair. We were talking about like safe sex and shit like that, giving out condoms, things like that. So try to educate people on that. So that was pretty cool. And then they brought the school to Robe because they seen there was a lot of people from Robe going to that school, so they were like, "Fuck it, do the program at Robe." So I was like, "Oh, bet this is gonna be lit." This was senior year. Mine is senior year.
So how did y'all hear about it if you didn't do that Robe at first?
Well, no, like we knew people who were doing like other stuff, and sometimes people would come visit. They would recruit at different schools.
Yeah, I know about that.
So they wouldn't do it at Robe, but they recruited at Robe, and then they would come to like the closest place, the closest spot, and apparently for that was Banneker, which would help for me because Banneker wasn't that far from the house. So I was like, I bet I'll go there on Saturdays and see what's up. So I did that, and
the Ken and Jers was there too.
Yeah, they were there too, and Amanda was there, and so we were all there, and it was pretty lit. We were hanging out and everything like that, so it was a good vibe. And we got to meet people from other schools, and we made those ties as well. So that was pretty cool. And then when it finally came to Robe, because we had a lot of people from Robe, and it was a big experience there. They decided to do it there. So I was like, I bet now everybody that we knew from there from junior year, come senior year, they're playing the away game. They're coming to our home. You know what I'm saying? So it was lit. So what was it?
Y'all went into a lot of programs because I know that y'all did BCal as well.
Yeah, BCal was a big one. That was a big one. There's stories I got stories for days about BCal and the stuff that like went down for better and for worse. But a lot of it was just like really good. Like, we learned a lot. That's where like I really started taking like making beats and producing into like a whole another mindset for the most part.
Right, because they did have that shit there. I remember that.
Yeah, they had that. They had what they had. They had DJ classes. They had basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Cooking, everything you wanted to do, you can do it there. You know what I'm saying? And it was like little after school shit. So, that's right. But yeah, it was a good vibe. It was a good vibe for better or worse.
So you can tell one story from BCal? I just want to know how y'all get kicked out. I remember that day y'all had to come and y'all was kicked out for Sun. I don't know what the story was.
All right, so we got kicked out of BCal, and that's mainly because here's the thing. We used to tell people about going to BCal, and they came to they had like a little BCal room in Robe. They had like a little office.
Yeah.
So we used to chill in there and just vibe out, and it would be mad of us. It would be like a gang of us going to BCal.
I know the BCal room had a lot of y'all.
You was in it too.
I was in there for my lunch period. Yeah, I was just.
Yeah, you wasn't in there. You was in there. Shit. Yeah. Nah, but everybody was in there though. It was a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, we got into it. I think we had beef. One of them. It was a whole lot of people we kind of like fucking with and not fucking with at the same time. But it was a lot of confrontation back and forth. So we got in a fight on like Brooklyn College campus. Wow. And it got back. And it got back to David and them folks. And we pulled up just on a late tip, around 4:35 or whatever. We were trying to pull up, say what up to everybody. And then right when we got to the door of BCal, they were waiting for us. David and his team was waiting for us. And I was like, oh shit, this is really a shutdown. They were like, yo, y'all can't come in here. And I'm like, what you mean we can't come in here? This is BCal. We're like, what? And they were like, nah, bro, everything that happened with that situation, you know what I'm saying? Like you banned, you can't come in. And David pulled up and he was like, yeah, y'all niggas banned. I was like, bro, that's crazy. You really banning us? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So we had to have a whole sit down with the founder of
really
the whole shit. Yes, we had a whole sit down.
Who is this person?
I forgot his name. I ain't gonna hold you, but he was cool as hell too. Yeah, he was cool as hell. But it was him, David, me, Ken, Germs, Tyler. And
that is crazy, my boy.
We had a whole back and forth of how we were going to plan this out and plot this out. And come to find out, like, I think the only person that wasn't banned, I think was Squirrel, because Taheem, sorry. It was Taheem, because he was still in Robe at that time. There was a lot of shit going on.
Big Cow, bro, like
Big Cow was crazy.
Big Cow was that was something, bro. I used to roll there. At first, I used to roll there because in the Brooklyn College room on the first floor, they used to advertise it a lot. So I'm like, all right, y'all talking about this Big Cow? Y'all at the college? All right. Roll up there on a Saturday and then see out, and then they say, oh, we got after school too. I'm like, all right. Pull up there on after school. That's how I used to know about Big Cow.
Yeah, it was a pretty good thing. Like, what did you see in Big Cow that was like real crazy?
Regular shit. The girls arguing and the girls chasing after the same guy. No, you know how that go.
Nah, facts.
There's always these girls chasing after the same guy. So you know how that go. Regular shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to ask you also. So did you? So senior year. So you talked about your 11th grade year. Your 11th grade year was good, right?
Like in what context? Like what would be good about it? You know, I mean,
I was saying, did you explain everything that happened in your 11th grade year, right?
Yeah, I mean, AOF popped off, and that was a big thing. You know, I started.
Did you like your AOF classes?
Yeah, I was saying earlier, like I had to give a big shout out to Haywood, because he was, you know, a big, you know, proponent of like what I wanted to do with business and everything like that. So, you know, seeing him explain certain concepts and, you know, like certain history lessons on like companies and things like that, it helped me like make my own research of what was going on there. So that was a big deal for me.
So 12th grade year came. Do you remember what you had?
I only had like a few classes. I had like Spanish. I had like the OD version of Spanish, like this high, like 8. I think it was Spanish 8, which was crazy. I had Spanish 8, Math 2, which the Regents was like hard as shit. I think like only 2 people passed that. You know that out of everybody.
Wouldn't it be Math B?
I think it was Math B, but that shit was hard as shit. I was like, holy. I had I ain't gonna hold you. I'll tell you right here. I had got like about a 45 on that Regents, I believe.
God damn, boy.
Bro, listen, that was like the average score, bro. Don't look at that.
It's the average.
Pass that shit. That was the average. Like, so you know how in the Regents, right? You couldn't leave until like an hour and a half after the test start.
Yeah.
Bro, niggas waited till like 2 hours to try to figure that shit out before they were like, yo, fuck this. Because, bro, like you already got, if you were in Math B, I'm pretty sure you satisfied your math requirements. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I'm pretty sure you're pretty good in that department. You know what I'm saying?
Because the Math A was a Regents too that you took in your junior.
Yeah, I took that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually took Math A in my sophomore and I passed it.
You took the Regents in your sophomore year? Wow.
I took Math A in my sophomore. I wasn't playing with math. I'm like really good with like math and shit. So the accelerator. That's why I was taking Math B, like advanced Math B, and I was like, fuck it. I didn't see that shit till like first year of college. And then I'm like, oh, this was they was talking about in Math B. That's crazy. Take notes. So that's what it was. I had music. Yo, the funniest shit about music is crazy. I don't know if I'm the only one to do this, and I don't think I was, but I feel like I'm like one of few. I'm the only nigga, right, in Robe that got 300s in the same semester. So first marker period, 100. Second marker period, another 100. Third marker period, another 100. You think that's crazy, right? Here's another thing. I'm the only nigga, right? I can say this with certainty. I'm the only nigga in Robe history, right, that got 300s in music and didn't show up in the third period.
You didn't show up once?
Not a once. That was the end of my day.
Did he know you?
I mean, yeah, because I got 100s the first 2 times. How could you not know me? Like the fuck, you gave me 100s twice.
So So what do you think of tennis? What did he say?
I don't know what he said. I know that shit said 100 at my end of the year. Like,
I know Kevin was in that class with you.
Kevin was in that class. Germs was in that class in the first market period, right? I don't know.
Kevin was going.
Kevin was going, right? And the worst part about it was me and Germs would go, and I feel like me and Germs had legit heat at that time because I used to cheat off Germs' paper in the first market period, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got our grades back, and I got 100, right? Germs get like a 70, and he's like pissed. He is pissed. He's like, "How the hell you cheated off me?"
Thanks. That's what I'm like.
I don't know. Maybe I just took better notes. Like I don't know how this shit works.
I'm fucking dead.
Yo, he was mad as hell.
Story.
He was mad as hell. So I was like, "All right, fuck it." He's like, "Yo, I'm not cheating. You're not gonna cheat off me no more." I was like, I bet I got 100. Like, what? Why would I do that? So, second market period came. I didn't cheat off him. I actually started doing my work. Right. Second market period come in. I get 100. Right. So I get a 75. I'm like, yo, I gotta do 100. I cheat off you. So I'm like, this hard work. He was really fed at that point. He was like fake fed at this point, but he was a little fed. And he was like, yo, you know what? At that point, right? Looking at my average, I'm like, I bet. If I don't show up the rest of this period, right, market period, I'll flat out fail, right? That's it. It's clipped. I still come out with a 65 at the end of the market period, right? So I did that. I stopped showing up, right? I stopped showing up for like the first.
What period was music?
It was like 7th. I had AP English after this. So I used to chill in the writing center like for a little bit, and then I'll go to AP English and I'll come back down. My day after that. So I didn't show up. We was in the writing center all day just chilling, playing Marvel's Capcom. I'm like, oh shit, I go to AP English. So I'll go do that. And then the last week of class, right? I show back up to the class, right? While this nigga Tima was playing the Jackson 5 movie in the class. Like whole TV out, whole videotape, Jackson 5 movie.
He definitely did that too when I had him.
Right? So I showed up for that. I was like, ooh, at least he's showing a Jackson 5 movie. Right? I showed up for the last week, right? And the market period come. Boy, got 100 though.
So your 12th grade year was amazing.
I only had like 5 classes. I had like 5 classes.
You had a shorty. You had a shorty.
Mm-hmm.
You had so you was in school for a few hours.
I was in school for like 4 or 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Children right instead of the other 3. No, I didn't have lunch though. But
how was I cutting with y'all at lunch?
But here's the thing. I never had lunch, but I always showed up to lunch. I'm at lunch. I'm just not officially at lunch. I'm on lunch though. After 6th period, I think it was 6. No, I was lying. Like 7th period, I'm on lunch. Matter of fact, when I went cut Tima class, that was my lunch period. 7th period.
We didn't have a lunch period in C, yeah.
We didn't have one. It wasn't on my schedule. But
it wasn't on your schedule. I got it.
But if I'm hungry, guess what? I'm on lunch. Like, what you gonna do? I don't got lunch right now. You gonna deny me lunch?
Because I personally remember when I seen y'all in the hallway and y'all invited me to lunch a couple times.
Yeah, it was like the club. I was like the club in there. I ain't gonna hold you.
It was a club.
it was like the club in there, bro. Like, it was lit. But yeah, senior year had its like ups and downs, changes and turnarounds.
But what about in part of the Blaze of Glory? Y'all had a couple of singles and stuff, and
we was on that
stuff. What was that about?
We was on the mixtape for the Writing Center, and I had a verse on Shakin' and Pop It, and what happened with that was, you know, you get on a mic, you tell a chick that you want them to swallow, Next thing you know, you get kicked off the mixtape. The fuck? They were doing that in the back of the staircase. I'm telling the truth. I seen them do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was what it was. So I wasn't on that, but there was other stuff that we were doing and everything like that. You know, We had little songs and shit, like, you know, songs and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Was Teddy Overload from high school? I think it was after.
No,
that was after.
But
we had Blaze Up Haters Down. Shaking and Pop It was definitely in Meaning of Love definitely came from Robe. I made the beat for that too. I had the whole strings in there and everything. It was lit.
You made Meaning of Love beat?
Okay, no, let me take that back. I did not make the Meaning of Love beat. Like the original Meaning of Love beat, I did not make that. That was Ken. Mm-hmm. All I did was add some strings.
Okay, so you helped improve it to make it what it was.
I made what it sounds like now. I didn't make the initial, you know, I want to make that clear because I don't want to be like, oh, I made Meaning of Love. And then that's a whole topic for Premiere Boys, like in season 4 or some shit. I don't know. I probably just say that just for fun. Fuck it. I made Meaning of Love. Fuck that shit. That was me. That was a Sans classic, baby. What?
So what was the Blaze anthem?
I was on that shit too.
I heard it.
I had the song go ding. Like, bro, that was me too. Like, come on.
You made that beat?
That was another one.
Who made the chorus?
I think that was Ken.
That just sounded too much like H to the Izzo.
That was one of my favorite songs too. I ain't gonna hold you. See, told you that was me. But the chorus was kind of fire. Who else was on that shit? Somebody else. Misha was on Blazer Click for a minute. We had a battle too. Niggas had a Skonex battle. I lost a Skonex battle. Yo, niggas was on Skonex battling. Right?
Ow!
They had a little chat. They had a little chat string.
I know they had the chat string, right?
They had the chat string. So niggas would have their 16, right? And you had 24 hours to respond or you lose. You know what I'm saying?
One thing about Skonex, everybody was being impersonated who they were.
Oh, facts. Niggas know who it was, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But right. Niggas had their bars, right?
Yeah.
Misha had her bars, right? No, I'm like, I didn't go first. I went second. No, I didn't go second. I go first. And at first, she didn't know who I was. So I was like, all right, whatever. She don't even know who I am. I'm anonymous. So if I lose, I'm okay. But then I'm taking pictures, right? And next thing you know, he says my Skonex tag name. And I'm like, bro, that's dumb. Because she's right there. Literally like on his left. She's looking at me. And I'm like, fuck. She knows who I am. So now she has info. You know what I'm saying? That she could use in her bars. And she did. She did. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, oh, how she gets your floor number? Bro, her cousin lived in my building. You know what I'm saying? So he had a little bit of influence too. I won't be surprised if he wrote those bars. I ain't gonna hold you. But nah, that was an experience. I definitely helped the L on that one though. I will say that. I definitely helped the L on that one.
I can't believe y'all had Skonex battles, bro.
Skonex battles, bro. Yeah, niggas impersonating niggas. There was niggas out here. I remember this shit vividly. There was a nigga out here called The Man on Skonex. And he exposed mad shit. He was flaming like damn near half the school. And I'm like, bro, niggas was really in like whole uproar trying to figure out who it was and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Word, I don't remember that part. I'm like, yo, these guys making Skonex hot. Like Skonex was the hottest shit at the point.
That was the precursor to this whole social media shit. I kid you not. You go ask any nigga you interview after this, and you ask them like, yo, was Skonex was like a major, start to the social media shit we have now? They'll tell you, yeah. And if they don't tell you, yeah, they ain't lying.
So like what was your name on Skonex?
You think I'm just going to post and show myself on my name on Skonex? Come on, next question.
Damn, bro.
Roddy go. Nah, what was it? I think it was Ron Dizzle, because I went with Dizzle after that. Because at first I told Ken it was stupid, right? And then 6 months later, I was like, yo, that shit sounds like a good idea, but just take the Ron out and just put Dizzle. And that was the thing. So that was my name on Skonex. I believe. I could be wrong, but that was my name on Skonex. And that shit went up when we got that. I think it was MySpace. And then
Yeah,
shit
went to
up.
MySpace after.
Yeah, shit was up from there. Like honestly, to this day, shit is up from there.
Nah, so StoneX was like the place where like you had beef with somebody in school, you write them on StoneX and shit. And you saw them the next day and you got it in the hallway. Like shit was crazy.
Because of some shit somebody said on StoneX. Like, listen, I went to a school trip, right? I think I went to I think it was when I went to SUNY Albany.
Mm-hmm.
I came back, right? And I didn't know what happened because I was in SUNY Albany. And when I got back, I found out, right, that one of my niggas got jumped that day, but earlier that day. And I'm in Albany, so it ain't like I can really jump in and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of tough. And it was really all because of some shit that happened on StoneX. It was rough. But yeah, a lot of people got their shit took, got their face took off some shit on StoneX. At least if I ever got my face took, it probably became because I said some shit face to face and it was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
I really think was the man, but I'm not sure.
He probably was a servant. They came to me and told me like, "Yo, you remember who was the man in high school?" And at first, I had to be like, "The who?" And I'd be like, "Oh shit, that okay? Well, who was it?" And he'd be like, "Oh," I'd be like, "I seen that shit coming." But if you would have came to me and told me that shit was true, I'd have been like, "All right, well, you know, we ain't see that coming."
All right. So were you in the yearbook committee?
Oh, I was not in the yearbook committee. And I say that, and I say that to say this because I feel like Blaze of Glory got cheated in the yearbook though, because he was supposed to. We was up for best group. It was me, Ken, and Germs. We was up for best group, and there was a few other groups in there. And Ken would probably, if Ken is willing to talk about the story, then you know he'll remember it in more detail than I do. But we was like in the first voting, we was number one. You know what I'm saying? Our group was number one. And a lot of niggas voted for us. And then they came to the second group voting and the third group voting. They feel it like some people feel like it was like a little bit fixed. If you ask me, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Because in the yearbook committee, that ass. Because if you're in the yearbook committee, you're gonna put up people that you fuck with for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let's not be like, oh, it's because of one thing or it's because of other. You wanted to see your people in the yearbook. You wanted your people to get the little spotlight and shit. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but I'll be like, I'll understand it. I understand it. I wasn't running this, so it's not really a big deal. So
I was runner up in a lot of categories in my yearbook, but I didn't win.
I mean, yeah, it happens. It comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? Like the biggest.
I was runner up for the Songbird, the Ashton one, of course. You know.
Well, yeah, of course.
I was runner up for Mr. and Mrs. Roberson, but Simon won, of course.
Of course. What? Listen. I will say this: 2007 had a lot of talent, though. I'll say 2006 was like the last best class before shit went downhill for Robe. But yeah, 2007 had like a lot of talent. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all definitely tried it. Y'all definitely was doing y'all big one back then.
I can admit you're right about that. We did.
I'm cool with a lot of that 07 heads too. So like I used to see y'all, y'all do y'all thing and shit. So it's.
So did you go to senior trip?
I'm trying to remember what we did. I don't think I did. And if I did, I definitely don't remember that shit. But I might have not went.
I know you went to prom twice.
Oh, facts. Yeah, I did prom twice.
Talk about that.
I made up for the senior trip by going to prom twice. So, at the time I was dating Katrina and shit. She was a junior. So what it was that she came to my prom. My prom was fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I think Aubrey was like prom king or some shit. Shout out to him. But yeah, so it was pretty lit though. I came in, I did the black and red shit that year.
So I seen the picture.
Yeah, I did the black and red with the little hat. You know what I'm saying? I was a little lit. And then I think Ken did the white and blue, so it was kind of contrast, but it was lit. And I brought Trina with me. And she had like the crazy thing, she had my chain on because I had like my little niggas had the dog tag chain on at the time. She had my shit on. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So it was lit. And then we were still dating when I was in college, and she was a senior at the time. And we sat there and was like, yo, you know what? Let me come to your prom. Where y'all prom at? And they were like at Grand Prospect Park. That was y'all prom. So I came to y'all
I had a
prom.
picture with you at prom.
Yeah, we was
Me,
at prom.
you, and Mike, and rest in peace, Mike Willoughby, my boy.
Fact, that was a bro. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was a prom. I was at my prom and I was at your prom. I was at 2 proms. I'm one of the few niggas that can really say that shit. Like I was at 2 Robe proms, back to back.
Exactly, niggas. Yeah, like you did some shit in Robe that nobody.
I'm telling you,
legend.
And I'm telling you, low key, I ain't hockey, bro. But
I really,
I really just stay under the radar. I wasn't like the most popping nigga, but I wasn't like a bum ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like OD smart, but I wasn't like in the 38 classes. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of kept under the radar. You know what I'm saying? And did a lot of shit that I wanted to do.
So, any fights happened in senior year?
Oh yeah, I know you were gonna get into that. Especially what y'all talked about in that episode with fans. I heard that shit too. I was like, how the fuck you sit there and pull up that shit? You didn't even bother to ask me about that shit in the chat to defend myself. That's fucked up. You didn't even get my side of the story on that shit before I was talking about that. And you didn't even hit me up on that shit. That's crazy.
No, I did text you. No, I texted you.
I probably didn't see that shit, but I felt the type of way about that. I ain't gonna hold you. But we gonna get.
I didn't even know it was you. He just described it. He didn't even until like later.
That shit was me. I'll talk about it. That was me. You know what I'm saying? All right. So real quick, right? This is a story time with Aaron Sands, real quick. Yeah. So, all right. So when you talk shit, right? You talk a lot of shit. In my life, I talk a lot of shit. And most of the time, I can back it up. Most of the time, there are a few occasions where I kind of fell short. And I say this because everybody does. Sometimes you might get caught lacking and, you hold an L. And everybody seems to remember your L's, but nobody seems to remember your W's, though. And that's crazy, but that says a lot about people. So one of my L's was with Barrington and shit. And I think he fought a couple of my bros before he pulled up on me. And I was already talking my shit because I'm like, yo, listen, like you pull up on him like that, you ain't pulling up on me like that. Fuck, I'll beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was really talking my shit because I was like, yo, you ain't gonna catch me slipping on like that the same way you caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little different, right? And then niggas was really going back and forth. We going back and forth, and I felt disrespected, so I pulled up. So we had to fight in the back staircase. So I said the Bergen-side staircase is crazy.
The back staircase was almost every staircase they had in Robe, but a lot of crazy shit went that long.
So basically what happened was that I pulled up. I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna do this. Ken with me and all that. Faye with me, you know what I'm saying? Not Faye, but Trina was with me. And we get into the fight and shit. So we squabbling and shit like that. I thought I had like a little bit of an edge, right? So I was trying to bing the nigga. And then out of nowhere, and I didn't realize this because I never really prepared for it. The nigga headbutt me. What's me? I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? This is new. So I didn't see it coming. And I kind of stumbled a little bit. And then that was kind of an L. Like after that, I was like, fuck yeah, I lost. Like that was an L. So what happened with that was that was a tough little time because that was the first. I ain't gonna hold you. That was like the first stumble I took in my little character arc in high school since like sophomore year. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little bit tough. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get back to shit. So after that, like, shit died down or whatever like that. Niggas went their way. But that was always like a thing. That was always like a talking point. Like, oh, well, this nigga, caught you slipping in the back staircase. I was like, all right, yeah. And I caught your bitch slipping in freshman year of college. So what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy. But yeah, those were one of my squabbles I got into. Another notable one was in sophomore year when I was fighting this one nigga. I forgot his name. It was a light-skinned nigga. And I thought he was trying to like come up and like try to press me. So we got into a squabble, and then I ended up slamming the nigga into the locker like dumb hard and started banging the nigga. And that shit kind of was like, I felt bad about it because I'm like, fuck, because I know like, you know, after that they were trying to fuck with him. And I didn't like that because, you know, why are you fucking with him? You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was tough. But I don't know, those are a few squabbles I had. You had any squabbles while you was in school, man? Or you just chilling?
Nah, I just had disagreements. I ain't really fighting kids, but outside of the school building, yeah, I had a lot. That's when I really fought.
Me and Ken fought with like blood niggas before, and we caught the W on that shit. Like, I felt really I felt that's when like I knew the bros that I was rocking with actually had my back. So, you know, that was pretty cool.
That is crazy, bro. Damn, so that's it for your senior year, right?
Yeah, man, high school was crazy. You know,
what about graduation?
We did graduation at Old City Tech. We were the last graduating class to do graduations at the Old City Tech building before they tore it down. We were the last ones. And there's a picture of me with my diploma and shit, holding my diploma in front of that building. That building's not there no more.
I know that.
Graduated at that. That's crazy. Graduation was a good time. It was tough because of the year we had with the whole MAGE situation and everything else that went on. Niggas was growing.
Do you remember who was the salute and the valedictorian?
I know Whitney was the valedictorian. I forgot who was the Whitney. Like, she was in AOF classes with me. And she was doing her thing, man. She's still doing her thing now. Shout out to her. But yeah, like that was a big, you know what I'm saying? Like graduation was a big deal because we was like, all right, yo, we finally out of Robe. We done with this. We about to get into like the next stage of shit. So that was our, you know what I'm saying? That was our crowning moment. So it was pretty cool.
So tell me one more thing.
Yeah.
So Blaze of Glory y'all had auditions as well, or y'all was going to Brown Chocolate Cafe? I was hearing about something about that.
Yeah, we did Brown Chocolate Cafe and shit for a little bit. This is what we were doing the writing shit, and we were doing like the after school shit. So basically, with that, it was we would try to perform, or we try to do like freestyles and shit like that. And then we met Alvin in Brown Chocolate Cafe, and we saw him perform, and I was like, yo, he fired. We gotta get him to the group too. So that's when we met. We met up with him, like, yo, listen, join the group. It's gonna be lit. Now before that, I met up with him earlier and tried to get him in the AOF because we were trying to recruit people to go to AOF for like the freshmen and sophomores and shit.
Yeah, but that was like 3 years later. Well,
no, that was
from like ninth grade, right?
I was doing AOF in like 11th grade, right? So at that point, I would have to be like in 9th grade, like either 9th grade or when I did the recruiting in 12th grade, and they did it, and then he must have been in 10th grade at the time. Either or, it was early. It was early for him. I met up with him and Jared, and I was trying to get them to come to AOF, and then I ended up signing up, and then he ended up getting in, and then I met him at Brown Chocolate Cafe, and I was like, yo, we rap too. And it was like, oh shit, that's what's up. So we got him on board with us, you know, it was lit from there, it was up from there. You joined up with us too after that when I found out you wasn't Ken's brother, but you could sing though. And I was like, oh shit, he could sing too. Let's bring him on as well. And then that's how this whole shit, honestly, that's how this whole shit came into play. That's how Premier Boys come into play. Which, you know, yeah, they Blaze Up Click to YPG to Premier Boys. Like, that's how this whole shit came into play. Because, you know, just from us doing our thing in Robe. Robe is a magical place if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? But
just like Brandon said, Robe, the people that come out of Robe are different breed of people. He definitely did say that.
It's a fact. You know, it's something in the water with us. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different breed of us.
Especially when you're talking about that you talking about that 04, 05, 06, 07, 08 class. that batch is like the last good batch of like Robe graduates before that shit shut down. Yeah, that's the last good batch of talent. And if I'm wrong, somebody write it in the comments. But it's gonna be really hard to prove me wrong though.
Well, we don't know. We don't know people from 09, 10, 11, or 12.
Well, no, you may be right.
Because we were long gone.
True, but if you know somebody, if there's somebody that may be watching this in those years that may disagree, like, hey, listen, I'm an 09 head. These are the people that was putting on a big one in my year. Y'all ain't got shit on them. And then that's going to be a long day for them. Because I'm going to bring up people like Malcolm, who was holding it down in the basketball sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
remember Malcolm put up that post last month?
Yeah, like, come on now. That's a special crop. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna see that really anywhere else like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a lot of haters on the post saying, you talking about that school in the hood. Blah, 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 y'all lying.
All right, yeah. We had a daycare in our school. So what? All right, listen, Clara Barton needed a daycare, my boy. Like, come on. So yeah, we needed one.
Probably even Maxwell and Jeff needed a daycare. I don't
know. Maxwell definitely needed a daycare from what I heard. They were busting up. You thought we had back staircases? Listen, some of them teachers needed paternity tests too. I don't know that. Them niggas need to see Lauren Lake. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cause you know me from the East, I know we had basically Maxwell, Jefferson, and Transit and Family Academy. So
not Transit, Jefferson, shorties. You had to be careful fucking with that shit. You might end up fucking around, coming back with the fucking around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful with that, bro. Especially out in the East side.
He's an East side.
Crazy.
Yeah, but Robe, there was Blaze Up quick.
Well, yeah, that's when shit started taking off with like Teddy Overload, Rebound, and shit like that. That's when we getting up out of Robe and then getting into like the next level of what we were trying to do. We were trying to expand on that, and like a big part of that was B-Cow.
But I remember when I first joined y'all in the Blaze Up clique, we were on some hanging out shit for a long time.
Well, yeah, we used to do.
We wasn't getting to work for like a year.
Well, nah, because niggas was turning up. We were just trying to find, like, we did Times Square, we did Blaze Up nights, which was lit. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it was. So that was like post Robe, though. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we were just kind of like hanging out, like turning up. Basically just having the fun we were trying to do, like, in a big way that we didn't do before. We got to the music eventually, but
I know eventually. But I'm saying the good thing about that is when I started linking up with y'all, I started to see everybody like Ty, Squirrel, Ricky, and y'all, and it just felt at home because I didn't know Squirrel and Ty personally, but I used to see them a lot in the hallway.
Yeah, because you know what it was like. I knew them through like Germs and everybody, so that was like when we hung out, I was like, all right, cool. I remember smacking some cookies out of Tyler's hands sometimes. I think it was one time I did that shit. It was hilarious as hell. I was upset, but we got past it, and it worked out pretty well.
And then
you met up, yeah, like you met up with us, and then we was already hanging out. So when you came along, I was like, oh shit, we good, So I felt like it was a pretty good vibe.
Nah, I'm just reminiscing of the post Robe days when we used to just meet up in the Times Square, Union Square, and hang out. Sometimes even y'all used to meet up at Grand Army.
We kept we kept a good contact with each other because of a lot of the stuff that happened in Robe. So when it came down to it, what happened was we kind of built that familiarity. So now it was like, all right, bet we did all we could do in Robe. Let's see what we can do in a city. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a really big thing. So we started doing Times Square. Then we did the treks from the Times Square to Union Square. Then we started doing like when we did B-Cow, we would go to B-Cow and then go to Union Square or Times Square. Or we would go to Jersey even. So it was a lot of adventurous stuff that we would do because we was outside. And we was outside of like high school. I have no worry.
And y'all introduced me to the Fortunate Swagger too.
Huh?
Y'all introduced me to Fortune Swagger too.
Well, yeah, you already know that's the area. They got Brooklyn Bridge Park there now, but that was like a little good vibe and everything, you know? Like that was a pretty good situation. You know, there was a lot of good situations that came out of Robe, though. Like I said, Robe is a magical place. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that you can do with, you know, with your opportunities there or wherever you are, but you end up having to be, no matter what you, you know, do there, you have to be your best self there. So, all right, look, I have a hard out right about nowish. I just want to be able to push my stuff out real quick before I go.
All right, bro.
So you already know what it is. It's your man's Aaron Sands. You can follow me on Aaron Sands Premiere. That's Aaron Sands Premiere on IG. Link in the description. King Talk Sands on Good Pods. Link in the description. And Aaron Sands Premiere now on Threads. You know, you catch all my updates on there now, especially regarding King Talk. King Talk coming back in 2024. The Real is back, finishing out the final episodes of season 4. But until then, also speaking of season 4, Premiere Boys coming out January 24th, season 4 for that. So you already know, check that out. And until then, it's your man's Roddy. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. So we'll be right back. This is the Star Roddy Rod, and I'm the host of Star Time. So I want to tell y'all about this awesome show that I'm on called the Premiere Boys Podcast, where it's just me and 3 other brothers, Ken Mr. Gentleman, Ken Talk Aaron Sands, and Long Live the Chief Matty Mal, discussing topics of the culture and our opinions, latest news topics, latest stories, scandals, and we have a lot of fun doing this, you know? We talk our own opinions. Sometimes it's real raw, real raunchy, and sometimes it's just fun and games. So, you know, listen to it with an ear, you know, of enjoyment. We're here to entertain you, you know? We talk about topics of the news. We talk about reviews of shows. We just talk about anything from music to current events and everything in between. So you can catch us on Wednesdays on all streaming platforms with the exception of Spotify. So after you listen to this, go right ahead and listen and subscribe to the Premiere Boys Podcast. Recommended by me, the Star Roddy Rod of Star Time. All right. It's Star Time, and I'm the host, the Star Roddy Rod, and that was Robe Heads with King Talk Aaron, King Talk Sands, back on the show, my bro. Yeah, man, that was a good episode. It was good hearing about him, talk about his experience in high school, you know, the bro for life. So I got a couple announcements. The next episode will be the mid-season finale. Not sure if you're going to have a guest or not, but it'll be a surprise. Premiere Boys will be back January 24th, 2024. By the way, happy New Year's. You know, we're here. We made it to 2024. Yeah. So, also make sure, if you're not, subscribe to my YouTube, Start Time Podcast with Roddy on YouTube. That's where you get the live videos. So this will be up live. You can also check out on Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Good Pods, and many other streaming platforms to listen to this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. You know, this was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. So I'll see y'all next week on Star Time Podcast.
Hey, what up? This is Aaron Sands, and you are now listening to Star Time with Roddy Rock.